A fascinating artifact in the Cairo Museum that caught our eye is the basalt benben, or pyramidion, on display there. Said to have originally rested at the top of the Black Pyramid at Dashur, this pyramidion is a stunning example of exacting craftsmanship and precise hieroglyph carving. Benben stones are thought to be symbolic of the mound of creation that emerged from the waters of chaos at the beginning of time, and the term benben is derived from the verb wibben, which translates as to shine. It is thought that all pyramids and even some obelisks were originally capped with benben stones, some of granite or basalt, alabaster, some covered with electrum or gold, and dedicated to the various gods that bless the individual constructions, but most unfortunately have vanished in antiquity. The Black Pyramid, attributed to Amenemhat III, was supposedly built in 1850 BCE, although his actual burial was relocated to a site in Hawara, Fayum, because the Black Pyramid began to show signs of structural failure before it was even finished. The pyramid in Fayum is situated next to the mythical Labyrinth of Hawara, which will be the focus of a future video. It is somewhat unusual in layout due to the entrance being located in the south face rather than the more typical north side seen in most other pyramids. Curiously, the building skills and style of pyramid construction declined dramatically in the 6th century, separating the Great Pyramid and the Black Pyramid, rather than advancing as the theory of cultural evolution proposes. Academia has no solid explanation for this, and some claim that it is possible evidence of a misalignment in the dynastic timeline. Recent carbon dating of organic samples gathered from around the Giza Plateau show that the true age of the Great Pyramid is at least 1,300 years older than conventional attribution, or circa 3,800 BCE, and this information calls into question the basic dating conventions of the Old to Middle Kingdom timelines. The basalt pyramidion in the Cairo Museum is 6 feet on a side, 4.5 feet high, and weighs in at an amazing 10,000 pounds, and is almost completely intact, having only one missing broken corner. It was discovered in 1900 by the then director of Egyptian Antiquities, Gaston Maspero, during an inspection tour of the Dashur area, half buried in the sand on the east side of the Black Pyramid. I was only able to take a short series of photomicrographs of the benben stone before a museum guard appeared and stopped me. The surface, not as smooth as that of the Khafre statue, clearly shows more randomly oriented smoothing scratches upon magnification. The grooves of the hieroglyphs are incised with a very free cutting point. They are not scraped or ground out, but are plowed through with rough edges to the lines. The straight lines along the sides and bottom of the incised grooves under magnification demonstrate the sharpness and steady application of controlled force of the graving tool. The inscriptions on the capstone can be read partially as Amenemhat beholds the perfection of Ra. For a complete translation, see the link in the description below. Another interesting exhibit in the Cairo Museum associated with Amenemhat is a group of 7 sphinx found at Tanis in the Nile Delta. Some citations list them as granite, but I found them to be more likely of basalt. They are skillfully carved and show much detail in the faces. The hieroglyphic inscriptions on the front and back of the sculptures were added by Sisenus I, a king of the 21st dynasty, who had these statues transported from Hawara to Tanis, the new capital of the period. The statues rest on tall and solid bases decorated with cartouches of several kings, such as the Hyksos king Nesi, Hatshepsut, Ramesses II, Merneptah, and Sisenus I, who all, over the centuries, usurped this group of sphinxes, a common practice by pharaohs in ancient Egypt with inherited artifacts, temples, and monuments.